Hello friends, welcome to my channel Technology Savvy. Today we will see how to create a EC2 instance in AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. For that you just need to log in with your free tier account into the AWS console, and you need to click on services. Then this is services page where you can just click on EC2 instance, or you can select EC2 and then you can click on EC2 virtual servers in the cloud. So this is a new dashboard which has been recently introduced by AWS. So if you are habitual of old dashboard, you can disable it from here. But if you want to use it, then you can re-enable it. Okay. So I'll show you with the new dashboard. Just re-enable it. And now you just need to click on launch instance if you want to create a new VM into the AWS. Okay, so we are on the page of creating EC2 instance. Here we need to select AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image, like which operating system you want to install. So I will select Amazon Linux 8 Linux 2 AMI because it's free tier eligible, and I'm on free tier, so I'll select this. Once you will select, it will ask you the instance type, like which instance you want to install. I'll go again with the free tier eligible instance type, that is t2.micro. At this point you can just review and launch, and then one more time you need to click on launch, and your instance will be running in few minutes. But let's see the other options also instead of going directly to launch the instance. So I'll click on next, configure instance details. Here if you'll see, these are options which we need to fill to, or you can say we need to customize to install EC2 instance. For example, the first one is number of instances, that is I'll select 1. You can select how many instances you want to launch, you can give those numbers. In purchasing option, it says request spot instances. It means if you are looking for the instances which are not very costly, and they are very cheap actually, but these spot instances are not reliable because it can be pulled back from the AWS anytime if the prices raises from the price you have bid. So I'll show you. If I'll click on this, it's showing the availability zone details and the current price. So if you will see, these prices are very less. If I compare it to the on-demand instance price, it will be around 0.010 dollar, but it's very less compared to that. And here you can give your maximum price that you are bidding for that particular spot instance, and if the price will increase more than this bidding, the maximum price you are putting it here, then it will just pull back by AWS. Okay. In persistent request, you can select this and you can make it persistent for some particular you can say time, like if you want to make this request valid till what time, and what kind of interruption behavior you can adhere, like would you like to terminate it after the persistent time, after the reserved time, or you want to stop it. Okay. So once you are done with this, I'll deselect it because I'm not looking for a spot instance. I'm looking for a normal instance. Okay, let me disable it. And in the network section, you can create your new VPC, that is virtual private cloud, or you can go with the default. I'll select the default one. In subnet, I have no preferences, so I'll go with the default one, but you can select the particular AZ if you want. Like we have 3 AZ here, and in 3 AZs we have different subnets, so you can select as per your choice. Auto assign public IP, I'll go with the default option, but you can enable or disable also if you want. Placement group is basically where you want to place your instance. If you want to read more details about it, it's on my website. I have posted and post on this, that is https cloudlinux.com, cloudlinuxtech.com. So you can visit the site and see that post. On a high level, if I want to tell you what is placement group, you just need to select your instance. If you have let's say I'll click on this and I'll show you. Let's say you don't have any existing placement group now. I'll go to add to a new placement group and I'll give, let's say, test. If you will see in the placement group strategy, there is option of spread and partition. There is one more option which is not highlighted right now, cluster, because this VM may not support that. That's why. So the instance type we selected. So we can select spread or partition. So for more details, you just visit my website, Linux Tech, cloudlinuxtech.com. Okay. So I'll disable this placement group again and I'll keep it default. Capacity reservation I'll keep open. That is also default option. Everything else would be default actually. On the IAM role, if you want to keep it as none, that's fine. If you have some IAM role already existing or you want to create a new IAM role for your particular instance, you can do that. So all other options are actually normal, like shutdown behavior, stop IONet behavior. You can select as per your preferences. So we'll select next, add storage. Here you can select by default you will have the root volume which is created for 8 GB. If you want to change the size, you are free to do so. If you want to change the disk type, you can do that. And if you want to select encryption, you have options to get the keys from AWS and you can encrypt your root disk. If you want to add one more partition, let's say home or any other partition, you can click on add new volume and then you can select as EBS and then you can select the size, and again encryption is required. Okay, so I'll go with the root partition only. Next we need to select tags. Tags are really very important if you want to isolate in terms of billing, or you want to identify resources with the tags. So let's say I'll give a tag, let's say the VM name. So I'll say Linux VM. Okay, or you can say the name, and in value I'll give Linux to VM. Okay, so in this case I have given the key as name and value is Linux to VM. Whenever I want to search this VM, I can search it from Linux to VM and the resources. So tags are really very helpful, and these are case sensitive, so you need to make sure that you give the correct pair while you search. Now you need to click on configure security groups. So if you have existing security group, you can select that. Otherwise you can create a new security group. Let's say I'll give the security group name SG1, that is security group 1. Description you can give any, like Linux to VM first SG, and then if you will see the default selection is it's allowed to all. Okay, so this is a Linux VM for SSH. I can change it to anywhere or my IP. Currently in custom it's selected for everyone, so everyone can actually log into my instance if he has the keys with him or her. So even warning is saying the same thing. Rules with the source of this allow all IP addresses to access your instance. We recommend setting security. So basically we should select my IP and then you can give your IP over here, like it has detected mine, the public IP. So but in this case, just to showcase, I will be selecting custom and it's allowed for everyone. In the description you can mention SSH rule for VM or Linux to VM. Let's click review and launch. On this page you can see all your settings. If you think any of the setting is not correct, you can go back and change that. Okay, but I think I am good, and again you will see it is asking to improve the security because it's open to the world, but it's fine. I'll delete this instance or terminate this instance, so should not be a problem. Let's click on launch. Now it's asking to choose an existing pair or a new, or I can select a create a new pair. So this is very important step. Here you need to make sure that you download a key, because this key will be used to SSH to your instance. If you will lose that key, you won't be able to download it again. So make sure you keep it on a secure place. So I'll go with the create a new key pair. I'll keep the name as Linux to VM download key pair. It is basically having the password and the keys launch instance. It will say take some time to show this instance as running. If you want to see the current status, you just click on this and you will reach to the console of EC2. If you will see, the instance state is showing running and status check is initializing. At this point you can easily connect to this because instance state is currently running. For that you can just select it, right click, and then just go to connect. Right now I'm not connecting it from my Linux laptop. I'm just showing it through the browser connect, which is by default provided by AWS. So this is EC2 instance connect. If I'll go to the connect, it doesn't require any key, it will directly log into your EC2 instance. If you'll see, we are into this. That's all. I'll show you how to log in using the SSH in my other post. So in this video I'll show you with the EC2 instance connect only. And let's see how to delete the instance, how to stop and delete the instance. So to delete the instance, you just need to go to the dashboard, EC2 dashboard. Just click this, right click, instance state, stop instance. It will ask you or give you the warning whether you want to stop it or not. Just click stop. You will see the status will be stopped in some time. So it's a stop now. And if you want to terminate or delete this instance, again right click and then go to instance state and then terminate instance. It will give you the warning, you want to terminate, yes, terminate. So it says successfully terminated. It actually takes some time in AWS to terminate the instance and remove it from this dashboard. So after some time when you will visit this particular dashboard, it will not be there. So that's all for this particular video. Keep watching my channel for the future videos, good videos on EC2 instances, and see you soon. Please keep sharing, liking and subscribing my channel. Thank you. Bye.